Hello and welcome to our review of Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Just so you know, this is a spoiler-free review, so we will try not to ruin anything for anyone who hasn't seen it. And if you are on the fence about seeing it, I just want to start this by saying, go see it, go see it.
So to start off, anyone that was worried about this film, you don't have to be, it's really good. They have proven that they can now make an original film. Episode 7 did feel a bit like Episode 4, but this totally stands out on its own, and it's a really good story. So plot-wise, the film sort of feels like it jumps all over the place at the start. The first act is a bit mad, a bit crazy.
There's many planets sort of introduced, and
lots of character names are thrown at you, and you're sort of expected to remember them. But once you get into the second act and the third act, everything sort of pans out. It smooths out and it gets into its stride. So the space combat and all the kind of fight scenes in this movie are absolutely phenomenal. They're so interesting to watch, and they get your blood pumping.
Yeah.
It's very tense to watch. It feels like you're almost there in a spaceship, like taking part in this amazing battle.
There are a lot of shots which they haven't done in previous Star Wars films that are like sort of like they planted a camera on the wing of like an X-wing or a TIE fighter, and you get these sort of shots following through like almost POV.
Gives you a crazy sense of vertigo as you're flipping upside down. It's a roller coaster.
Would be interesting to see in 3D.
The cast is actually really good in this film. I feel like everyone gets a good enough amount of screen time. Everyone does something important, and you never really feel like anyone's wasted or they just sort of disappear into the background and fade out. Everyone gets their moments, everyone gets a bit of a laugh, everyone gets a serious moment, and it really just helps make the world feel alive. These people are important in this team. It's not just about the main character, everyone is involved in some way.
I was worried personally that the film would suffer from the same thing that Suicide Squad suffered from, where it had all these really sort of key players and really interesting characters, and we wouldn't learn enough about them or get enough screen time for each of them, but this one definitely doesn't. It manages that well and it balances it really, really well. So obviously a key sort of standout player within the movie is Felicity Jones playing Jin, one of them. She's just a really strong sort of female lead character. We really learn a lot about the character really quickly, and she manages to stay interesting throughout the whole film.
Mads Mikkelsen is of course in this as Jin's father, and he's good at everything he does.
Yeah, I'm glad to see he's getting more work.
He's not really in it too much, but when he is in it, he has great emotional scenes.
Still scenes. Another actor who really stands out in this film is probably one of my favourite characters within the movie is Donnie Yen playing Chirrut, one of those two. But he's the blind, sort of very force-aware character who has some hilarious dialogue. Yeah,
he teams really well with Zhang Wen, who is his friend in the movie, and they sort of work together in really interesting ways where Donnie Yen's character is up close fighting, and then in the background Zhang Yen is shooting off all the characters, and it just looks really good, I think.
Yeah, and they have like a lot of banter back and forth. Like Donnie Yen's like, I did all this on myself, and he's like, no, I helped you.
They're almost like an old couple, and it's so funny and interesting to just sort of watch off that.
It just feels very Star Wars. We get some new droids within this film, the main one being K2SO, who is played by Alan Tudyk, however you say, who is obviously from Firefly and Dodgeball he was in as well.
Just everything, he's just in everything. A lot of Disney films.
Yeah. But yeah, he was very funny in it. He's a robot who basically says what's ever on his mind, which is a really interesting take to do with the film. And
it really just brings out the comedy, doesn't it?
Yeah, you get some really sort of comedy moments in serious scenes, and it's much needed comic relief sometimes.
But it's also then it is used in touching ways as well, and it shows that the character kind of has a heart. Obviously, he doesn't have a heart, but he's a robot. But he really does have a heart of gold. If you catch my drift. So
as well as these new characters being added into the mix, we also get some sort of classic characters returning, a few sort of nods and winks to the original sort of characters within the film, and it's all done really respectfully, I feel.
Really well, yeah.
And obviously Darth Vader returns, and you get some amazing new Darth Vader things that they weren't really able to do in the past, I presume.
And it almost enhances the character for when you go back and watch the original trilogy. Visually speaking, the film looks fantastic.
Oh my god.
They really meld the classic 70s look of the original Star Wars film with modern day technology, and it just serves to make it look super authentic.
There's a lot of panning shots where we're sort of seeing new planets and new sort of systems and things like that, and they sort of pan over. There's one shot where they're panning over a beach, and you've got like waves crashing over, and it just looks amazing. It looks like
incredible, yeah.
It looks like a holiday sort of video. Like, I wanted to go there, and then like there was a big war, and I was like, okay, maybe not.
These places felt alive, I think.
Above anything else, this film did exactly what you wanted it to do, where it just makes you want to go back and watch A New Hope and watch the original trilogy.
It is honestly a very good companion piece for the original Star Wars film, and I don't want to get into it too much, but it really serves to add a lot of context to that film, and I think it will improve some people's enjoyment of the original trilogy.
So overall, it's just a really, really good, interesting film. It's a war movie more than anything else, with a great story and a great cast. So Sam, would you recommend this movie to anyone?
Absolutely everyone. Everyone needs to see this. If you enjoy the original trilogy, you're going to love this, because it is fan service through and through. You're going to love it. If you haven't seen the original trilogy, you're also going to love it, because it's just a great war film that can stand on its own. So Neil, would you recommend it?
I would recommend, I'd recommend this film to just anyone and everyone. I think if you like war films, you're going to like it. If you like films that look really nice, you're going to like it. If you like Star Wars, you're going to love it. If you didn't really like the prequels, and a lot of people didn't, but you're going to go back and sort of watch this, and you're going to kind of be given more respect for the prequels in a way. It's an improvement on the story. Currently, as it stands on first viewing, there are very few faults with it that I can think of.
Right, so that was our review of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. If you liked it or didn't like it, please let us know in the comments. It'd be interesting to know what you thought.
Speaking of the comments, can we also make sure that there are no spoilers down there? I know probably in a couple of weeks that's going to be unavoidable.
So, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Or the S.
Yes.
6 minutes actually.
Yes.
So much quality, just like content. I didn't even take 6 minutes.
What?
I didn't even take 6 minutes because how.